The room seemed to shrink as he stepped into the light, his presence commanding, undeniable. He was a powerful man, the kind who carried authority in his stride and fire in his eyes. They had underestimated him, your enemies, thinking their schemes would go unanswered. But now he stood before them, his voice a thunderous decree. Judgment. The word echoed, sharp and final, a verdict they could not escape. His disgust was evident, a sneer twisting his lips as he surveyed their cowardice and deceit. This was no plea for mercy, no negotiation. He had called judgment upon them, and it was a sentence they would not outrun. The powerful man had spoken, and your enemies would learn the cost of their defiance. For too long, they thrived in darkness, feeding off deception, weaving lies with practiced ease. They slandered your name, turned allies against you, and watched with satisfaction as you suffered. Every whisper, every calculated betrayal, every ruthless attack, they relished in it. They moved in numbers, thinking that made them strong. They surrounded you, pressing in, suffocating you with their malice. They built walls of manipulation, trapping you in a maze of deceit. They wanted you powerless, isolated, defeated. But judgment is watching. His eyes pierce through their schemes, through the rot hiding beneath their polished exteriors. He sees their bitterness, their jealousy, their desperate need to crush what they cannot control. The sight of them sickens him. Weak, cowardly, pathetic. They never fought fair. They never stood alone. It was always in shadows, always behind. Masks, always striking from a distance where they thought they were safe. They counted on you being too weak to fight back. They convinced themselves you were nothing. But their time is up. Judgment does not tolerate their kind. He does not entertain excuses. He does not flinch in the face of their false tears, their frantic attempts to rewrite history. He has already decided. Their sins are laid bare, stripped of justification. Their corruption exposed under an unrelenting light. The weight of their wickedness crushes them, dragging them into the abyss they once created for you. They were warned. They had every chance to turn back. They chose not to. So he chooses not to forgive. This is not a man swayed by empty apologies. He has no sympathy for those who delight in destruction. His disgust is not passive. It is consuming, a fire that burns through the fabric of their lies. They look at him now, searching for a lifeline. There is none. The walls they built to trap you are closing in on them instead. The whispers they spread now echo back as condemnation. The people they once controlled no longer look at them with admiration, but with revulsion. They are rotting from the inside out. They thought their actions had no consequences, that they could toy with lives, play their games, and walk away unscathed. They believed their cruelty was strength. But judgment is the mirror they cannot avoid. For the first time, they are forced to see themselves as they truly are, and they cannot stand it. They thought you were weak. They laughed at your silence, mistook your patience for surrender. They believed their numbers, their influence, their schemes made them invincible. To them, you were nothing more than a pawn, something to be used, discarded, forgotten. They were wrong. You were never alone. They didn't see the protection that surrounded you. They ignored the warnings, blind to the forces moving in your favor. They played their games in the dark, unaware that judgment was watching. Now their delusions are crumbling. The power they once wielded slips through their fingers like sand. Their lies, so carefully constructed, collapse beneath the weight of truth. Their confidence is gone, replaced by something foreign. Fear. They never imagined this moment. They never thought their day would come. You were supposed to stay beneath them, crushed under the weight of their deceit, but instead, you rise. They underestimated the wrong person. You were never fragile. You were never powerless. They saw only what they wanted to see, someone easy to break, easy to manipulate. But they failed to realize who you truly are. Chosen, protected, unstoppable. Everything they built was a lie. Their victories were stolen, their power a borrowed illusion. They walked with arrogance, certain their deception would never be exposed. But Judgment does not leave debts unpaid. Every cruel word, every betrayal, every wound they inflicted, it all returns to them tenfold. The tables have turned, and they are trapped in the reality they refused to believe in. They see it now. The whispers have shifted. The respect they once commanded has turned to disdain. People watch them differently, their once loyal followers backing away. They are losing control, losing ground, losing everything. Their arrogance was their downfall. They thought they could rewrite the truth, erase their crimes, silence the voices that spoke against them. But truth is relentless. It does not bend to their will. It stands against them, immovable, undeniable. They spent so long believing in their own superiority. But superiority is meaningless when the foundation crumbles. They are watching it happen, watching the cracks spread beneath their feet. There is no way out. No more tricks, no more lies, no more illusions. The game is over. They bet everything on your destruction. They put all their faith in their ability to deceive, to manipulate, to control. But they miscalculated. They never expected resistance. They never prepared for a reckoning. Their greatest mistake wasn't just underestimating you. It was believing they could escape the consequences. Now those consequences have arrived, and there is nothing they can do to stop them. Drop a comment. They never saw me coming. If they underestimated the wrong person. The curtain is falling. Their carefully crafted illusions are collapsing. The truth, long buried beneath deception, is breaking free. No more hiding, no more pretending. The world is watching, and there is nowhere left to run. They built their power on lies. They controlled the story, twisting facts, bending reality to fit their agenda. They spoke with confidence, weaving falsehoods so seamlessly that even they began to believe them. But truth is relentless. It cannot be silenced, cannot be erased. It waits patiently, lurking beneath the surface, biding its time. Now it rises, tearing through their fabrications like a blade through silk. The masks are slipping. One by one, their deceptions are exposed. Their allies step back, no longer willing to defend them. Their supporters hesitate, questioning everything they once believed. Their grip on control is loosening, fingers slipping from the ledge. Their credibility is gone. People see them for what they are: manipulators, liars, cowards who thrived in the shadows. The respect they demanded has turned into scorn. The influence they cherished is unraveling. The whispers have started. The same voices they once commanded now speak against them. The same crowd that cheered them on now watches in disgust. The power they wielded so carelessly has become their undoing. They underestimated the truth. They thought they could bury it forever, thought their lies were strong enough to hold. But truth does not bow. It does not break. It waits for the perfect moment to strike, and that moment is here. Their downfall is not quiet. It is not merciful. It is loud, brutal, unforgiving. Every deception is being dragged into the light. Every false claim is crumbling under scrutiny. There is no defense, no escape from the judgment of those they once deceived. Their empire of manipulation is reduced to dust. The people they controlled are walking away, turning their backs, leaving them to drown in their own disgrace. They fought so hard to keep the truth hidden, but truth was never theirs to control. They thought they were untouchable. They thought they were invincible. They believed their lies would last forever. They were wrong. Everything they built is gone. The world sees them now, and it will never see them the same way again. And now, let's take a moment to salute the ones who were never meant to fit in because they were born to stand out. Here's to the chosen ones, the silent forces, the watchers in the dark. Always aware, always steps ahead, moving differently, thinking beyond, seeing what others refuse to acknowledge. They don't walk the easy road. They forge their own. They battle forces unseen, breaking illusions, rewriting fate itself. It's a path few dare to tread, and that's exactly why they do it. No masks, no pretense, just raw, unshakable truth. That's the obsidian inner order, a sanctuary for those who know they were never meant to follow. Over 450 invincible chosen ones, not bound by rules but by purpose. A brotherhood and sisterhood of cosmic disruptors, truth seekers, and divine warriors. If you feel it in your bones, you already know where to find us. Links in the description. If not, that's fine. We'll still be here, watching, guiding, shifting reality itself. This is for the ones who don't need recognition, who don't ask for permission, who simply are. Here's to you. The sentence has been passed. This is not a negotiation. There is no appeal, no second chances, no escape. The weight of their own actions has sealed their fate. This is divine justice. It moves swiftly, without hesitation. It does not waver, does not falter, does not bend. To pleading voices. What has been set in motion cannot be undone. They feel it. A force greater than themselves, crushing, consuming. A verdict they cannot outrun. They mocked, they schemed, they reveled in their cruelty. But judgment is not blind. It never was. Their downfall is unfolding, one blow after another, relentless, inescapable. Doors slam shut, opportunities vanish, support crumbles. Every step forward is met with resistance. Every attempt to recover is met with failure. They are powerless. Nothing works. Nothing changes the course they are on. They see it, feel it, the slow, agonizing descent. The ground beneath them is cracking, giving way to an abyss of their own making. This is karma. Every word they spoke against you, every action meant to break you, every plan designed to destroy. It all returns to them, heavier, sharper, more merciless than they ever imagined. They try to fight it. They claw at their fading influence, scramble for a foothold, but their grip is slipping. The harder they resist, the deeper they sink. Regret sets in. The laughter is gone, the arrogance erased. All that remains is the crushing realization they did this to themselves. They thought they were in control. But divine judgment is not swayed by manipulation. It does not answer to them. It does not care for their justifications, their desperate attempts to rewrite the past. What's done is done. There is no mercy left, no kindness for the unrepentant, no sympathy for those who never hesitated to destroy others. They are drowning. Not in water, but in the weight of their own actions, their own cruelty, their own sins. The very things they thought made them powerful are the chains dragging them under. This is their reckoning. The suffering they inflicted, the lives they tried to ruin, it all circles back. The energy they poured into destruction now consumes them. No one is coming to save them. The same people they manipulated, controlled and deceived are gone. They are alone, trapped in the chaos they created. They thought they were untouchable. But no one is above justice. No one escapes the consequences forever. No one silences the truth indefinitely. Their time is up. The divine verdict has been spoken, and it cannot be undone. Everything they built has crumbled. The lies, the illusions, the carefully crafted web of deception they spun around you, it's all in ruins. The world no longer sees you through the distorted lens of their manipulation. The truth has been exposed, and with it, their power has dissolved into nothingness. They tried to bury you. They spread rumors, twisted facts, turned people against you. They wanted you isolated, defeated, forgotten. But their plans failed. Every scheme, every whispered slander, every calculated betrayal has backfired in ways they never saw coming. You have emerged from the fire, unbroken. No longer do you walk with your head bowed. No longer do you live under the weight of their cruelty. The burden of their lies is no longer yours to carry. It was never yours to begin with. It belonged to them, always. And now it is returning to them tenfold. The same mouths that once spoke against you are silent. The same people who once turned their backs are reconsidering. Their false narratives no longer hold power. Their influence, once unshakable, is disintegrating before their eyes. You have won, but not just in silence, not just in survival. You have won in a way they never expected, through undeniable success, through unstoppable forward motion. Every attempt they made to destroy you has only made you stronger. Their biggest mistake was underestimating you. They mistook your patience for weakness. They mistook your kindness for naivety. They believed they could break you, erase you, replace you. Instead, they have been forced to watch you rise, and that is their greatest torment. They see you thriving. They see you reclaiming everything they tried to steal. Your reputation, your confidence, your influence. It is all being restored and more. Every door they tried to close has opened wider than before. Every opportunity they blocked has multiplied. You are no longer the person they once tormented. You have stepped into your power. You have become untouchable. Their control over the narrative is gone. The people they manipulated are waking up. The ones who once believed their lies are now questioning everything. Their influence is fading, their grip on others slipping. The respect they once commanded has turned into disdain. Their downfall is slow, painful, unforgiving. They watch in horror as everything reverses. Their victories are erased, their plans undone. They are now the ones being whispered about. They are the ones losing sleep, drowning in the regret of their own decisions. You were supposed to be beneath them. Instead, they are forced to watch you ascend. They regret everything. They wish they had never spoken your name. They wish they had never tried to destroy you. They wish they had never made you their target. But it is too late for regret. They set this into motion. They made their choices. They sealed their fate. And you have won. Completely. It happens suddenly. A shift in the air, a weight pressing down. A moment where reality slams into them with brutal force. They lost. The realization is cold, unforgiving. It creeps into their bones, settles in their chest, steals the breath from their lungs. They try to deny it, to cling to the illusion that they still have control. But the truth is undeniable. Everything is slipping away. Their confidence, their arrogance, their belief in their own invincibility, it vanishes. The same people who once stood beside them now look at them with doubt. The respect they once commanded has turned into quiet disdain. The silence is the worst part. No more whispers in their favor. No more allies rushing to defend them. No more eyes filled with admiration. They are no longer the ones dictating the story. They are no longer the ones in control. Their fear is visible. Their hands tremble. Their voices falter. The weight of their actions presses down on them, heavier than they ever imagined. Every choice they made, every scheme they executed, every cruel word they spoke, it all returns, surrounding them like ghosts. The people they deceived have turned away. No one is listening to their excuses. No one believes their stories. The power they once held over others has crumbled, leaving them exposed. The same manipulation that once worked so effortlessly now falls flat. They underestimated the truth. They thought they could rewrite it, bury it, twist it to serve their agenda. But truth is not so easily destroyed. It lingers. It grows. It waits for the perfect moment to break free. This is that moment. Their downfall is no longer a possibility. It is a reality. They are watching it unfold in real time, powerless to stop it. Every attempt to regain control slips through their fingers like sand. Desperation sets in. They scramble for a way out. They search for someone, anyone to save them, but no one comes. The allies they counted on are gone. The influence they once wielded is dust. They are trapped. Trapped in the consequences of their own actions. Trapped in the mess they created. Trapped in the brutal, inescapable reality that they are no longer feared, no longer respected, no longer untouchable. Their greatest nightmare has come to life. They are no longer the hunters. They are the hunted, no longer the rulers. They are the fallen. The world they tried to control is moving on without them, leaving them in the wreckage of their own making. Regret floods in. They wish they had done things differently, wish they had chosen another path, wish they had never crossed you, never spoken your name, never made you their target. But wishes mean nothing. What's done is done. The damage is irreversible. The losses are permanent. They lost. And this time, there is no coming back. Everything they try backfires. Every desperate move, every last-ditch effort, every frantic attempt to regain control, it all crumbles. Nothing works, nothing saves them. The walls are closing in, and the game they played for so long is over. This is the final blow. There is no recovering from this, no clever escape, no way to rewrite what has already been written. Their downfall is complete, their influence stripped away, their reputation in ruins. They are exposed. Every mask they wore, every lie they told, every illusion they created, it has all been shattered beyond repair. The world sees them clearly. Now, and the truth cannot be ignored, they have become the outcasts. The ones people avoid, the ones whispered about in hushed voices. Once their presence commanded attention. Now it only brings discomfort. No one wants to be associated with them. No one wants to be caught in their sinking ship. They are drowning, not in water, but in the weight of their own choices, their own deception, their own arrogance. They underestimated the power of truth, and now it has consumed them completely. No one trusts them anymore. Every word they speak is met with skepticism. Every attempt at redemption is dismissed. They played too many games, burned too many bridges. The damage they caused is irreversible. They are utterly alone. The people they manipulated have moved on. The ones they controlled have broken free. The ones they thought would always stand beside them are nowhere to be found. They try to fight back. But every move they make only pushes them deeper into ruin. They reach for the power they once had, only to grasp at nothing. Their influence is gone. Their voice no longer carries weight. The silence is deafening. No more praise, no more loyalty, no more admiration. They are no longer the ones others look up to. They are no longer the ones in control. This is the end. There will be no comeback story, no redemption arc, no moment of triumph. This is not a temporary fall from grace. It is a permanent exile. They have lost everything. The respect they craved, the control they wielded, the fear they inspired, it has all turned to dust. They are powerless, irrelevant, forgotten. The tables have turned, and there is no turning them back. They thought they were untouchable. They thought they could play their games forever. They thought they would never have to face the consequences. But judgment does not forget. The final blow has been struck, and this time there is no getting back up.